What's happening, Soul Fam? So I get a question that's asked a lot because one of the things that I teach in Antojai Alchemy is how to control and bend time. Now there's a lot of mechanics that go into it, and yes, you can do it because time is just a perception of your own reality and you can make it work for you. But there's these small little subtle tips that you have to first embrace before you can start making time work for you. And the first thing that you have to really focus on when it comes to bending time is realizing that the more you hyper focus on time, the less time you're gonna have. Because a lot of times people are like, oh, I want to learn how to bend time, but oh my God, I only have 15 minutes to do this, right? Like, if that's what you're gonna be living your life like, you can never live outside of time. The major thing about time dominating your reality is the amount of weight that you give time in general. All right, so if you're constantly freaking out about time, if you're constantly freaking out about what it is that you're going to bring into your reality based off of the elements of time, you're always going to be a slave to time. All right, time is what causes anxiety in people. Time is one of the root causes of stress. Time is what blocks your mind in general, and time is where your traumas are locked into, right? Like, you had this one time where this one thing happened to you, and it's followed you across the years through time today where you're affected by that experience, right? So you have to put yourself in this position of understanding the less you freak out about time, the more time you're actually going to have in your reality, the more time you will be able to use to bend your reality. Because time is not something you're working against. Time is something that works with you, all right? Time is not something that is above you. Time is here parallel with you. The wind does not work against you. Sometimes it does, but not always, right? The air doesn't work against you either. It's always present here with you, and you choose whether or not it's going to work against you or it's going to work with you. If you choose to take a deep breath in, the air is going to cooperate, right? If I choose to breathe in time, time is just going to cooperate, right? But if I choose to say I'm not going to breathe, air is going to cooperate and is going to suffocate me, right? Because I choose not to breathe. If I choose to say, oh my God, I don't have enough time, time is going to cooperate and say, you don't have enough time. So you need to put yourself in this position where, even though you may understand that time and space don't actually exist and they're not actually real, if you're constantly putting yourself in this position where you have to evaluate time, then you're not living above time or beyond time. All right, that's one major thing that happens when you're trying to bend time in general. So your willpower is what's going to bring that out. You need to be able to say, like, today I'm going to do things at my own pace. You need to start stepping outside of your schedule. Your schedule is something that is bound in time. And I've always been somebody who's really against schedules. It's just part of my natural vibration. I've always had like this propensity to like not want to do a schedule. And if you ever give me a schedule, I will fight it tooth and nail. But I noticed that like having a schedule for myself, for my time, is the divine schedule. Like, you need to create your divine time, because time is only a perception. Time is given to us by other people who defined what time is. If your perception of time changes, then time and its dynamics will change around you. This is what's called quantum consciousness theory, okay? Where you change your consciousness and the quantum world around you changes. Time is not immune to this because time is man-made. Time has different variations and different perceptions of itself. So one of the things I really learned across mastering time and being able to bend it was, I'm going to do things at my own pace. I have my own divine time, my own divine schedule where things get done. And I have a general idea of how it works. I have a general map of what things are timely to me, because I can't live completely beyond time because I'm on this dimension where there's a bunch of other people who are being affected by lower levels of time, but I at least can let my reality not be affected by those lower perceptions of time and say that, you know, their time periods work within my divine time. So this is where, like, I might post a video, right? And I get this a lot, where I'll post a video and someone's like, oh my God, you posted this for me, like, just in the nick of time, right? I'm channeling, all right? Rather, I recorded that video last week and I decided to post it today. The reason why I got posted today was divine time. In my timeline, this is where I needed this video to be. And within other people's divine time, this is where this video would be. Similarly, where people who are not living in divine time would never see this video to begin with, because they're not in alignment with their divine time, my divine time, or the time of the cosmos, which is allowing them to interpret a perception beyond three-dimensional time. So a person who is not watching this video right now, or who never watches this video, chances are there's two reasons. Rather, they're above this already and they've mastered it, or they're below it so far down that they're not even conscious of the fact that this is even an option. All right, so that's how far you can really take time. The only way you can really bend time is understanding that the less you stress out about time, the more time you'll actually have. Now, it's not going to always work. It's not going to be like, oh, just because I decide not to work with a clock, that like the rest of the world is going to always obey me. No, because, you know, we're co-creating with other people. We create our own reality, but every once in a while, when we're co-creating with someone, for instance, making an appointment with someone, and you guys both say it's at 3 o'clock, you can't show up at 3:30 and be like, oh, I live in a different perception of time. Because I have met people that are like that, and that's really annoying. Like, that's not honoring that person who's a conscious creator, and that's not honoring yourself or mastering yourself by saying, hey, I'm going to be there at 3 o'clock, and you end up showing up at 3:30, 3:45, and you try to use this excuse of like, oh, you know, I just don't live under the same precepts of time. Like, am I immune to doing this? No, definitely not. But I've learned that with my growth, that on my own personal terms, when I'm home alone and I'm doing my own thing and I'm not like interacting with anybody or focusing on anyone, I live on my divine time. I record things when I feel like I need to record them. You know, things always just pan out because I'm not stressing out about time. I know there's a certain amount of things that I got to get done today. That's pretty much it. If I get them all done today, great. If I don't get them all done today, okay. But they're going to get done. You know what I mean? I'm not going to stress out about the amount of time that I have to get it done. The more that I stress out about time, the more hyper-focused I'm going to be about time. And then where your energy goes, where your attention goes, your energy flows. So if my attention is constantly like, oh my God, how much time, you're fast forwarding time, and time is going to like work against you. But if you're like, hey, I got enough time to get everything that I need to get done today done, I'm just gonna live my life, I'm just gonna be real zen, I'm not gonna be stressed about it, like that's the law of my life, that like time works for me. And, you know, like it fulfills my soul, and I'm so grounded with Mother Earth, and because of this I'm creating my own ascended space, which allows me to channel my, you know, my universal consciousness into this reality, because I am divine, you know what I mean, I'm a holy creature, like everything's working for me, all the elements of reality try to help me to make my life easier. That's the kind of reality you're going to focus on, and that's the kind of reality you're going to create. It always starts off with time. Time is one of the biggest illusions that not only deteriorate your stress and your mind, but if everything in the universe is mind, time is the first like enslavement, like gate that's put on the human condition. Because if time controls my mind and everything based off of the Hermetica is mind, then my reality is going to always be constructed around time, which I know that time is a man-made illusion. So I'm going to allow everything that is mind to be above time, and then I can create reality more easily within my own structures of reality. Like, it just makes it so much easier. So this is today's video. I hope this was really helpful for you for bending time, just switching your perception, you know. And one of the things that I really do a lot is I'm always telling myself I got more than enough time to get this done. Time's always working with me. Oh man, I need to be there in 15 minutes, but I only got 10 minutes to get there. Oh, I don't care. Time's gonna work it out. Don't worry. I'm still responsible in my reality, and I'll still message someone if I'm running late, but I'm not gonna let reality and time control me and my creations of the mind, because that's just not sane. That's just not healthy. That's not what's gonna unlock more of my alchemy. Send you all of my love. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share with as many people as you can. Send you all of my love. I love you, I love you, I love you. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching to accelerate your ascension, check out the link in my description below. DM me on Instagram saying clarity call, and we'll set up a free clarity consultation to see if you're a good fit. All right, see you in the next video.